Hi, everyone. This is Bill with Friday Night Lights Show, broadcasting live deep within our studio in an undisclosed location. This interview is part of our ongoing summer series where we are interviewing high school players leading up to and through the end of this season. Please welcome our guest, Luke Lawson of Seneca Valley High School. Luke is 6'3", 205 pounds, and is a member of the class of 2023. Sorry about that. He played wide receiver in the safety position. Thanks for joining us, Luke.
No, thank you for having me. Definitely excited for it.
Well, we are excited as well. Before we jump right into the football questions and stuff, let's start with some easy rapid fire questions. Are you an Apple or an Android man?
Apple, for sure.
How about your favorite meal?
Probably some spaghetti.
Okay. Dessert?
Ice cream. Cookie dough.
Fast food, if you have to have it.
Chick-fil-A.
You know, almost every interview that we've done this year, that's been the favorite fast food. That's amazing.
We get it after basketball games for every game. It's awesome. We love Chick-fil-A. Everybody likes Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, everybody likes Chick-fil-A, right? All right, how about your favorite actor or actress?
Leonardo DiCaprio, probably.
All right. How about movie?
Um, Roll it back to the Goonies.
Dude, that is my favorite movie of all time. All right. How about a type of car?
I would say a Camaro. A little bit. It's not your Lamborghini, but I like a Camaro.
Dude, you're going back old school here.
Yeah.
You're in my heart. If you were going to go on a vacation, where would it be?
uh, Probably the beaches of Mexico.
Okay. That's a good place to go. Warm weather, nice green blue water and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. All right. One last question here is: what is your favorite music and or artist?
I would probably say rap and then Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay. Okay. That's a good start to get up into this interview. I appreciate that. So, when did you start playing football?
I started when I was 6 years old, mainly to follow in my brother's footsteps. He started playing. He's 3 years older than me, so I always wanted to be like my older brother. So that's why I started, and that's why I followed into it.
That's great. So, have you always played wide receiver and safety from the little league all the way up into high school?
I played a lot of running back in Pee Wee, and then I would block a ton. I loved blocking. Blocking was always the best thing to me. Play tight end. I get moved in interior line if we needed it. I love blocking. I just like blocking. So whenever I jumped to wide receiver, I thought I was going to lose the blocking and the hitting of people and hitting people and the physicality. But I think we incorporated a lot. I run around across the middle of the field a ton, so I'm still getting hit, and I like that. I think the sport's meant to be played physical. So I played a lot of running back in youth, but safety, or running back and middle linebacker. So safety and wide receiver came on later, probably around ninth grade.
Well, that's a good knowledge of the mix of the sport, right? I mean, that just
No,
gives
absolutely.
you a big, broad perspective and more of appreciation when you get up into high school and you more or less find your spot that where you want to play, right?
And I think playing a little bit of line helped me appreciate the big boys up front. They make everything work. So they don't get all the glory all the time, but they deserve it more than anybody else.
Sounds great. That's a good answer. So, as you move into your senior year, how do you think youth football prepared you for today?
I think mainly the knowledge of the game and just used to the physicality, like I said. And my dad coached me a lot when I was younger, and I think I got treated worse than everybody else on the team. So, him busting my butt all the time and make me work harder. I would say the work ethic and the physicality, bringing it all the way up from being 6 years old up to high school ball. I mean, of course, it's faster and it's different, but the same concepts are there. I mean, you still have to beat the guy across from you every play. So I would say that's how Pee Wee's helped me the most.
Well, that's good you had dad in there doing that because even though you were probably doing what everybody else wanted you to do, he's just being hard on you so you could build a better appreciation of the game and work harder to get where you are today.
Absolutely.
So back when I played, we only had VHS tape for film study, right? Now we're going way back. Um, and when we had film study, it was only on a Sunday, and it was from the VHS. So it's no backing up, going forward, no backing up, going forward. It's just going through it, right? Maybe stop it and talk about it. So in today's age, it's more technical with digital, and either by the school or the third party live streaming the games, right?
Yep.
So which gives you the team really the whole team acts instant access to that game. So can you access it as early as the day after the game?
Yeah, so we have our film people. They put it up right after the game, and they put everything up. We film our practices too, so we can adjust from our practices right then and there, and it's right up after practice. So, say we had practice today at 1 o'clock, I could go in and check out film from practice today at 1 o'clock and look at a few segments of offense or defense and see what I'm doing right and wrong. And I would say that's where the group of guys we have right now are the most dedicated, and they spend a ton of time on film. We spend a ton of time in season on film. I mean, of course, preparation for your opponents is big, but also in beating yourself every day. We film all of our practices, and I think that's the best part about it. And we have cut ups of all the sessions we do. So if we do an individual period, we have a cut up of an individual period, and you get to watch yourself in that individual period. Or if we're running a 7-on-7 shell, we have a cut up of 7-on-7 shell, so you can see what you're doing right and wrong.
That's awesome. I wish we had that back when I played. So, besides watching film, okay, what is your routine during the school week?
I would say getting down to the field house and getting prepared for practice early, and taking my time to get to practice, because I think a lot of the time, you're out on the field for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I mean, it's tough, and every day, it's hard. So staying hydrated throughout the day. I have my big shaker bottle.
Yeah.
Uh, I drink like 4 of those a day. So staying hydrated is probably one of the biggest things, especially when it's getting hot too. But not much other than film. Film a ton throughout the school day. I get yelled at by my teachers for watching too much film. So
Well, that can't be a bad thing, but it is a good thing in you getting that just a little bit more extra practice, right?
yeah.
So then on game day, what gets you fired up and in the locker room so when you step on the field ready to play?
My favorite part about the locker room on game day is probably the blend of personalities, because Seneca Valley is a huge school. We have a bunch of guys on the team, and everybody thinks differently. Everybody approaches football differently. So some guys are sitting in their locker, not saying a word, no headphones in, nothing. Some kids are running around the locker room, jumping and laughing and getting ready. I kind of just observe and enjoy it. I think the best way to approach the game is just to be happy about it, and to just love it and play the sport. I think if you get uptight and get all nervous, you end up not performing, and that, for at least for me, that's been that way. So I just try to be loose, have fun, sing a little bit, go run around and poke at my buddies that are trying to be super serious about it, and mess with them a little bit, and just enjoy the moment, and then live from there.
So what rap music do you sing when you're in there?
uh, Sometimes my buddy, our quarterback, puts on a little bit of Metallica and puts on some heavy rock on the speaker, so we listen to that. Um, Most of the rap comes out after the games.
Okay.
When we're getting wins, the rap comes out after, and everybody's getting excited after the games. That's a whole different move. But no, I'm not a huge music guy before games. Um, but if I was gonna listen to rap, I'd probably listen to Lil Uzi or Lil Baby, and then work from there. And then whatever pops on. I mean, sometimes there's a little bit of pop or something coming on, and I'm like, why are we listening to this before a football game when we're gonna go smash heads with another team for 2 hours? But just to feel the moment and just live in the moment.
That's great, man. So I guess beyond a winning season, what does success look like for you this year?
This year, I think that everybody in our locker room and everybody around us, our coaches, our players, our families, we're all ready for us to break the hill. I think we've been climbing an uphill battle every year. I think this is the year that we come through it, and we busted through the roof, and we win it. So we have, I think, 18 of 22 starters returning on offense and defense. So that's huge, a lot of experience. But at the end of the day, we got to put wins together, and I think success comes through wins. That's why we play the sport, is to win
Exactly.
and be
Yep.
the best. So I think my only measure of success in football is winning games. But if I was to measure it differently, I would say being better than you were the week before, and then the progress you make. Because I mean, just because you can be the worst at the beginning of the season, but if you're the best at the end of the season, that's what matters. So, beating yourself in the way you were the week before is the most important thing.
Sure. Everybody has a goal. I mean, from the first day of camp to the first beginning of that first game. I mean, that goal is that you want to get that state title, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
so you're working on that as hard as you can till you get to that first game, and then you just put it in high gear and you just try to bust it on them, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's where we've been getting on the field since January, and practicing together as a team since January, and the number of guys that show up consecutively and constantly are coming is huge. I don't think a lot of guys miss. No guys miss, and that's a culture thing right now for us. That's different than it's been for Seneca in the past. And I think this is the year that we really blow the top off of it and we win it all. So
Well,
I'm excited.
I'm going to be following you guys, and especially you. So there's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. All right. So I'd like to try to get out and even see a game for you.
Absolutely, Seneca's game day atmosphere is awesome. I think we have thousands of people in the stands. It's different. The student sections are super exciting. That's probably one of the coolest things is having your entire school behind you whenever you're playing.
Sure.
So
One of the things I just might have slipped a little bit in my head on the question is like, what's the pep rally like at your school?
the pep rallies are fun. Going through and seeing everybody. I think we have the best band in the Whippeal. Seneca's band is awesome. So whenever we come out to games and our band is going, and at the pep rally when our band is going, I think it's just exciting. I mean, it gets you. The pep rally is almost like, the just the steps for the start of the season, and I love the pep rally. I think it's awesome. It brings the community together too. So
I agree. So, who's been the biggest influence on you from youth football until now?
probably my older brother. He's always chipping in my ear and making sure that I'm doing things the right way. My dad coached me a lot whenever I was younger, but the coaches that we're surrounded by right now are so good, and they're so dedicated to us, the players as a whole. So I would say right now, those guys are taking it to another level of commitment and to dedication. But from youth, my pops for sure. Just the way he treated me, and to pick everybody else up around you, and if you can raise the bar of every guy on your team, then you're of course going to be a better team. So from that thought process from the start, I think it's important to understand there's all these individual parts of football, but at the end of the day, you have to put three phases of the game together to win. So from him teaching me that from the start, since I was 6 years old, that you have to win on offense, you got to win on defense, you got to win on special teams, then you'll win games. So probably my dad.
I know we've talked a lot about football, but what other sports do you enjoy?
I play basketball too. I got to play with my brother actually in basketball. I didn't get to play with him in football. Whenever he was a senior, I was a freshman. And basketball's been awesome. I love basketball. I wouldn't give basketball for anything. I played baseball for 8 or 9 years when I was younger. I dropped baseball a little bit too slow for me. I sat at first base a lot. I hit a hitting slump, and I was like, all right, I'm out of baseball. No more. I'm done. But no, basketball has probably been one of the best things for me, keeping me in shape for football season, because basketball conditioning is way different. I hit it every single year coming out of football season. I'm like, Coach Tris, lay off the conditioning. We need to take it down a notch right now. Us football guys aren't ready for this yet. We need to lay back on it. But no, our coaches are great about conditioning us the right way and getting us ready for the season. But basketball's been awesome for me. I played AAU a ton growing up, and played in the summer, and played in the winter with the school, and then played in the summer with my out of school buddies. So basketball's been great. I dropped AAU this year just because I'm focusing on football and probably investing more myself into football than basketball now.
Good, real good. So I wanted to take a step back again. Is that uh, your brother was the great influence on you? So did he go on to play in college at all?
Yeah, so my brother played a few years at Valparaiso, which is a smaller Division I school, and then he just transferred down to John Carroll, which is closer to home. And
Okay.
I think he's happy with it. He plays quarterback, so quarterback's a tough spot, especially for recruiting. So, and that's one of the things I learned. I wanted to play quarterback in high school when and my brother was like, "Don't do it." He's like, "Don't do it. Don't follow down my path in that way." So I listened to him surprisingly, and I avoided the quarterback idea and went and just played receiver and safety, and I fell in love with those two spots.
Ah, great, great. So for everyone out there, down below, subscribe and share this interview. And also, it would be appreciated if you clicked on the bell button to be notified for more player interviews and programming. A couple of final questions here for you, Luke, before we wrap up. What is your greatest weakness?
Greatest weakness. I always say sometimes I'm too nice. I think I'm too forgiving to some guys on the team, and I gotta just, sometimes being mean and being a jerk about things is better. Just being upfront about it. I would say I'm honest with them, but I probably need to stop sugarcoating things and just be real and just, tell them how it is and then work from there and not worry so much about. I mean, friendships never going to get lost because of football. I mean, they're only going to get built up and through criticism that'll come too. So I'd probably say I need to quit being so soft on my buddies, give them a harder time.
Right, right. So as a team leader, I mean, there's a fine line there that you're going to know that you can push them so far, or know that they'll learn it on their own, and you don't have to say anything. So that's awesome. Tell us about what your greatest strength is.
And I think we've kind of brought it up through the entire interview. Is just the physicality of sport and playing it. I like to hit people. That's why I play football. That's why I picked the sport. If I didn't want to hit people, I'd play basketball, right? So hitting people is why I fell in love with the sport, and it's probably why I'll continue to love it for the longest time. Because in college, I don't think I'll be playing. Actually, I think I have some opportunities with receiver and safety. I have a lot of opportunities with outside linebacker, though, and middle linebacker even. So for me, might be amping up in college, and I love that. I love the thought of that, and then playing into what I love. So I would say the physicality is the greatest part of it.
Well, yeah, and that's the big thing about sports reality is that you play it for the love of the game. Um, that's why everybody did it when they were young, and it's the same thing that pushed you through your high school years. So I had a brain moment there. Sorry about that.
There, you're good.
What are the big games you're looking forward to this season?
We lost to Central twice last year, so Central Catholic's going to be a big one. Playing Pine Richland is always fun. We play a lot of big schools and big teams, and every game's a big game in that aspect. But the three that always stand out are Central, NA, and are must wins this season for sure.
All right, sounds good. I know you have a few scholarship offers. Can you talk about them?
So I have an offer from Navy, Duquesne, Columbia, and Brown right now. And, I'm just trying to find the best spot for me and figure that out as soon as possible to give those schools the respect that they deserve, but also continue my recruiting process a little bit.
Yep. Now, with this recruiting process, overall going for you, how has the new NIL rules impacted your decision on a potential school that you're going to go to?
I haven't dove into the NIL stuff at all yet with my parents. To be honest, I don't want to dive into it too much because I think that I want to find the spot that's for me first, and then whatever can come along with that after. Because I think, the NIL deals are great for right now, but one of the things I'm always hearing is, plan for your next 40 after. So if I'm going to school for 5 years and playing football for 5 years, then that's awesome. But what am I doing for the next 40 after that? At some point football ends. So, and that way I don't think I want to think about NIL money too much. I just want to find the perfect school for me and then ride it out there. And I think things will fall into place the right way.
That's a great frame of mind. Using your athletic ability to get a D1 offer, like you said, to prepare yourself for the next 40 years. I mean, that is very mature. You know what I mean? So a lot of the people just really think that they're still going to continue to play, that they might have a far outside chance of, getting to the NFL one way or another. So, is there anything that you want to have the interviewers know that we didn't cover?
Seneca Valley is going to have a big year this year. I think that we got a lot coming for us. I think the group of guys that we have at Seneca is different. The team is built differently this year. I think we're ready to take over 6A a little bit.
There you go. And what the district are you in?
What district?
Yes.
I don't understand the question. What district?
Well, PIAA has districts. Like, are you District 1, District, when you go to move forward into the playoffs?
Oh, so in the playoffs, we'll dive down 6A, and we're District, I think, 10.
Okay.
But, going over to playing the teams from Philly and everything, that's something that I'm looking forward to, attacking St. Joe's and attacking all those elite programs on the east side. But first, we got to beat all the teams over here. So, playing the great teams like NA, Central, Lebo, all those teams that we're going to face, we got to beat those guys first to then look forward to the States run. So
that's great. Luke, a big thanks for coming on our show and giving us a chance to see what makes you tick and to be the man you are. Thanks to everyone for joining us and don't forget to hit the bell so that you get notifications for the future interviews. Hut, hut. See you next time.